Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited that you guys are here with me. It feels so good to know that you guys are just like listening to this. I still can't believe that this is a thing, right? Like we're getting on here and we're podcasting now. I'm excited to get into today's topic because this week I was talking to a girlfriend of mine and we were just going in on like just how far we've come and what life looks like for us now versus like when we were like in college. And it was just so cool to see, like to look back and reflect and to see each other, to encourage each other, and almost to give like ourselves the flowers. Like sometimes we go through life and we're so used to every day working towards the grind, like working towards the goal, or we're so used to every day waking up and just trying to be that 1% better, and just focus, like so super focused on the future, that we forget to sit in the now and embrace just how far we've come. And it's one thing when someone can look at you and say, wow, girl, or wow, like, I wouldn't say like bro, but shorty, I don't know. Wow, look how far you've come. Like I remember when we blank, blank, blank. But I think it hits harder. It's a whole nother feeling when you could look back on like your own life and you can point things out to yourself and give yourself those flowers and give yourself that recognition and give yourself that appreciation. Because I always say this to my friends, no one knows what it takes to be you. Nobody, you can have friends and family members who've been with you through hard times, but no one is in your mind 24/7. No one knows the battles that run through your mind, that have gone through your mind. No one understands how the darkest days, how they've been so low, and how the bright days just felt like they were never coming. Okay, nobody knows that but you. So it hits different when someone says, wow, look at all you've been through. And I mean that someone as in being you. It hits different when you can look at yourself and do that. So I just encourage you to take time to do that sometime this week. Write in your journal, dear self, dear me, dear whatever blank your name is. Shout out to you. Look how far we've come. This is amazing. Give yourself those flowers and celebrate yourself, because so many times we listen to messages that tell us, wake up early, do this, do that, do this. There's so much more ahead. There's so much more. You can be better in so many ways. But we rarely get to hear the message that says, slow down today, take a moment, be present, breathe in, breathe out, and just have some gratitude towards yourself, towards whatever else, God, about where you are and who you are today, because of all the things you've overcome, because of all the ways you didn't give up. Shout out to you. And this leads me to our topic today. I really want to talk about resilience and grit being your superpower, and how to keep going when life knocks you down. And, if you are someone who's been through so much and you're still on this journey of wanting to grow, you're still on this journey of wanting to be better. To me, that tells me that you have a sense of grit and a sense of resilience that is not normal. Because a lot of times people go through these hard ass situations, and situations similar to what you've been through. I don't know what you've been through, but and they aren't even half as, how can I say it? People would say like, thank God I don't look like what I've been through. They're not even half as sane as you are. And it takes a lot of resilience and grit to get to that place. And maybe you're listening to this and you're like, yo, I'm really going through something hard right now. No one really understands this. And I would really love to know some tools, or just get more information, not even information, but just hear more about like what it means to turn this moment into a powerful moment in my life. Or what does it mean to have grit and resilience? What are they? So resilience is really your ability to bounce back from setbacks. And grit is the long-term perseverance and passion for a goal, even when things get hard. Okay. And I know for myself, I had so many times. I mean, even recording this is like my third time recording this episode. When I think about my setbacks, I'm not just thinking about like when I, got laid off from a job, or when I pivoted careers, whatever. Those were things for me compared to some other losses I feel like I had in my life. those weren't that big. Like, it's like, it wasn't that big. What was big to me was when I felt betrayed from a family member, several times, 2 times, I should say. And they were big betrayals. I mean, I'm talking like trigger warning, like, things that involve just really hurting other family members, people I love. I mean, it's just these kinds of betrayals that split families apart. Those kind of setbacks that make you question, like, who have these people been around me? I think even when it comes to, like, and that's just being on the side of feeling hurt or betrayed by someone, but even my younger years and in my early 20s, and me being the person who's hurt someone, and just having the consequences, the natural consequences of life, experiencing that whole process and changing the way I view the world, that kind of resilience, that kind of it takes to bounce back, whether it's from a place of hurt and someone hurt me, or from a place of guilt from hurting someone else. It takes resilience to bounce back, or even beyond bouncing back, it takes grit to persevere and move past that, like, guilt point or past that hurt point to continue pursuing a goal that you have for your life. And when we think about resilience, the idea that resilience can be built and strengthened over time through practice is something that I like to grasp onto. Are you born with it? Or do you grow it? I believe a little bit of each, right? I like to think that grit, like, you're born with grit. Here's the thing. When you have a mindset that tells you, I can grow, I can become, I can overcome, you are more likely to build your grit. I want to say, like, I guess width or span or whatever you want to call it, band, is more likely to grow when you already have, like, a growth mindset. So growth mindset helps grit, basically. And mindset has everything to do with your resilience and how you're able to grow through an adversity, not just go through it, because a lot of people go through adversities, a lot of people go through hard times, but for you to be able to go through something hard and grow from it, I know better, I'm going to do better, that's very different. That's where we stop making the same mistakes over and over again. That's where we grow wisdom, right? Some things can happen to us and we can sit back and we can let those things happen and then never grow from it. We could just be like, dang, these things happen to me, whatever, XYZ, keep it moving. And maybe some other things may keep happening and it's like the same outcome, or we can grow through it. And that's where we learn, okay, maybe I shouldn't be friends with a person that has these same characteristics as the last person that I was hanging around with and experienced the same things. You know what I'm saying? It's like you grow wisdom, and that is the secret to resilience. You're not just going through something, you're growing through it. When things aren't perfect, that's when growth happens. So a lot of times people get all stressed out. I said a lot of times people, like, it's not me too. I began stressed out too, a lot actually. So how do you start building your own resilience? It starts by embracing the mess. That is so hard. The mess is where the growth happens, honestly. And I know I hate to say that because, if you're going through it, you don't want to hear that. Like, who wants to hear that? Like, what do you mean embracing it? I ain't got no choice but to embrace this damn thing. Accepting it for what it is. Accepting things for the reality for what it is. A lot of us are living in a reality with a skewed perception. Your perception is your reality, but sometimes your perception could be off and therefore it can lead you the wrong way. So, for example, you could be in a relationship or trying to get rid of a relationship, but your perception is that, like, your perception could be, this person doesn't love me and I've given them so much of me. Like, why don't they love me? Why can't they just show up for me? Like, why can't they just do XYZ? Well, your perception is that they have the capacity to do that. But the reality is, you're asking somebody who's not even on your level to show up for you in ways that they don't even have the capacity to show up in. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I mean when it's like you have to get a hold and accept the reality. And this is why it's so important to have people in your life, good, wise, loving, like, loyal people in your life that can look at you, who really love you, and say, sis, you're kind of delulu right now, and this ain't the Salulu kind of delulu, okay? Because we all got the Salulu kind of delulu. This ain't it. We got the manifestation kind of delulu. This ain't it. This is like, you need to, like, be real with yourself, accept things for what they are. And right now your perception is a little skewed because your emotions are all involved. Let me help you out. He's not even on your level. She's not even on your level. Okay? Like that is the acceptance of reality. Again, having people in your life that can like look at you and you can trust their words. I have people in my life. Let me tell you, I'm a Virgo, and a lot of my friends, they can be like, yo, Janelle, you really can come off really strong. Or like, you know, they'll know, like, if you want it to be told like how for what it is, not in a mean way, but like Janelle's gonna let you know. Like, you need people in like that. You need people in your life like that who are willing to like, but you know they love you. It's not like just someone who's gonna like be or whatever about it. You know, you need someone who, you know, they love you and can really help you get your perception aligned so you can accept the reality. And we need to accept that reality, because once we accept the reality, we can then allow ourselves to step back and move accordingly. So the mess is always going to be where the growth happens. I hate to say it. I wish it wasn't, but it just is. And life isn't perfect. And it's in those messy moments that we find the strength. One thing I did start doing during that time, and it's something that I do all the time, and I'm going to push this so heavy here because I feel like when we are growing and learning and becoming, we say this because it's trendy, but we don't really understand how therapeutic and how real and how great this tool is. And it's free. It's not therapy, it's free. It's therapeutic. But journaling is such a game changer when you are going through something, and not even when not just going through something, just in general in life. Using your words, getting it out of your head, getting it out of your body, and writing these things down, it helps your brain process your perception versus the reality. And your perception, which is your reality, to the reality of what it really is in general. Okay? Journal. Write the thing down. It wasn't just about venting my struggles. It's not just about venting your struggles, but also reflecting on what you learned from these tough times. Reflect on it. If you're going through something hard right now, reflect on this thing every single day. A lot of times when we go through hard things, we don't want to talk about it. It's hard for us to talk about it to people because, one, we feel like people are going to get sick of what we have to say. They're going to get sick of us talking about the same thing over and over again. Also, we feel like we're not being understood because other people might not have been in our situation. So many other things. But honey, reflect on it within your own space, within your own safe space, in your journal, on your notes app. Reflect on what you are experiencing. This is going to help. This is so empowering. Journaling is one of the most empowering things you can do for you. And when it comes to journaling, I like to take different approaches to journaling. I know for me, something I love to do, and what I was doing during those hard times that I've experienced, I would write myself my future self a letter. And not even just my future self, but like I would write from my future self to me. Or is it to me to my future self? I forget. I wrote myself a letter. I think it was to my future self. But I would write like, today is April. So I would write myself a letter like March, and it would be like March Janelle. That's what it'd be. Yeah. So it'd be like March Janelle. And I'd be like, by this time, you've experienced, let's say like I was going through something really hard right now. I would say something like, hey Janelle, I'm so proud of you. You were going through it in April. April was so hard. Sorry, not March. It would be May. April was so hard. But look at you now. Look at all the things you've overcome. Look at your mindset. Look at your routine. Look at the way, you are smiling, right? Like, and this is more like just, it's helping you see that there is a future. There is another side to the pain and the hard moment and all that good stuff. It's helping you see that there are brighter days. So it's helping you keep that hope alive, but it's also helping you process what you're going through and giving your inner critic and your inner like hard, that voice inside that tells you like, this is the worst thing. I just don't want to be here anymore, in the sense of like this moment, this situation. It's giving that voice comfort in a gentle way. It's giving yourself some compassion, some kindness and some hope, just to say, hey baby girl, like you're going to see the other side of this. And when you open that letter from a month from now and you read it, it's going to mean so much because, again, only you know the things you've experienced. It's also about creating small wins. Okay, when you're building grit, building resilience, it's about creating small wins on the journey. Even if your win today is just getting through the day or taking a step toward a bigger goal, it matters. Those small wins add up and build your grit, but you also need to shift your mindset. And instead of seeing setbacks as failures, ask yourself, journal moment. Y'all know I love my journal. I told y'all every episode we're gonna have some journal moments. What am I learning from this? Every single setback is just a lesson in disguise. I love talking about setbacks because I think when I was in my early 20s, I went through some of the I didn't just go through, but I myself put myself in situations that just caused a lot of chaos. Just being young and dumb, not just that, but changing my whole belief system, and what I believed. I grew up in the church, and up until 24 or 5, I lived a certain way with a certain belief. And if you go through some hard things, anything and everything that someone will try to tell you that life is a certain way, this way or that way, all that shit goes out the window when you experience hard things yourself. And life gives you the wisdom and the grace you need to open up your eyes and allow you to go down the path that's meant for you. So even in that, I've experienced setbacks, and I was able to bounce back from those things, not just from reflecting. It's from learning the small wins, learning how to celebrate the small wins, but also accepting and understanding that setbacks literally are lessons. Setbacks are God's way and life's way to redirect you into what is meant for you. Okay, I'm kind of going everywhere on this episode, I've noticed, but it just kind of feels right. So we're just going to go ahead and lean into that. And I say this because I think some of the hardest things that we experience when we are going through hard things, when we don't have that resilience muscle strong, we don't have that grit muscle strong, we tend to think that setbacks are failures, and it gets us stuck. It gets us in a plateau. It gets us in a place that we are constantly talking down to ourselves or just hard on ourselves. And when we are able to turn that around and reframe and accept and learn that setbacks are really a redirection, it changes the whole script. It changes the whole it changes the whole narrative of what's going on. Because now in my head, think about it. If you think you failing out of college, or you think you lost your job, so that's a failure and you suck, that's a different life you're going to be living every morning when you wake up. Oh my God, I got laid off. Oh my God, I got cheated on. Oh my God, this is that. Versus you thinking, don't get me wrong, emotions are real. Anything I say, I'm not bypassing emotions. You got to feel what you feel. However, we don't stay there. When you're able to take that and say, you know what is mine is coming to me. What I'm seeking is seeking me out. And we're able to take that and say, this is not a failure. There are not failures. It's redirection. I'm being redirected. It's like the ride just feels better because you know what's on the other side is meant for you. And so you're excited to go that way. And it's almost like you no longer are life isn't just happening to you at that point. You are happening to life, and you're giving yourself permission to experience life. And I hope you're going with me here because I know I'm talking about a lot of different things going down a lot of different ways. But all of this, again, this is all goes back to resilience and grit, and how building those muscles up really takes some reframing in the mind. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there because I think I said a whole lot. I think I said enough for you to get thinking, and hopefully you were able to grasp what you needed to grasp from that. I do want you to take a second to journal some of those questions I told you about, what am I learning? What am I learning from this? What is the lesson here? And how can I be kind to myself during this time? How can I learn from this time? How can I grow from this time? And writing a letter to your future self, okay? All those things, or some of those things. I always tell my clients, maybe just one of those things, but take time to reflect and, go through that. I would love to hear from you. If you are listening to this up into here and you're like, wow, I really want to try that out, I would love, write me on Instagram at it's Janelle Sanchez. And let me know how that goes. And do that before you listen to the next episode, because again, some of these, I was hoping that these episodes, like they are like, you listen to one and it goes into the other. Last week we talked about vision and purpose. Now it's about resilience and grit. And I'm excited for the next episode. But, I just want us to use these as like foundational steps that we're like just building on. But I would love to hear from you, because resilience and grit, especially when you've experienced hard things, maybe you're not going through nothing hard now or anything hard necessarily right now, but maybe you've experienced something in the last year that's just been so hard for you to like get a grip, or so hard for you to kind of come back together, or just just get back to it. And maybe it's not back to it, but it's been hard for you to pivot. It's been hard for you to bounce back, and to get back on your grind. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for following the pod. I cannot wait for our next episode to drop. It's going to be so good. And I'm looking forward to growing with you, being present with you, and bouncing back with you. Talk to you soon.